All right, we're here in the Mayweather Boxing Club just hours before Luis Arias hits the air heading out to New York for his big fight this weekend. First, Luis, how's the camp going?
Camp was excellent, other than me not getting a haircut in a long time. The camp was perfect, we worked hard. We did the necessary things to get better at going the rounds. I've learned how to take my time and just learn how to go to round. We stepped up the strength and conditioning, we stepped up our diet, we stepped up the hard work. So, I'm happy. I was happy with this progression throughout this camp. I'm definitely ready come Friday.
A lot of people are interested in how different fighters handle fight week. So what is your schedule? You're fighting Friday night. We know it's Tuesday, you're flying out tonight. So what is your fight week schedule?
Usually for me, it's just the weight, just controlling the weight. Right now, it's just about weight control, giving my legs as much rest as I can, but at the same time, just getting the weight off. For me, I like to just squeeze down those last couple days, and then just get big right after the fight. So, right now I'm just relaxing, keeping my mind focused, trying to keep happy, just trying to keep the positivity as I go, to this fight, because you just never know what's going to happen. It's a dangerous sport, so I'm trying to stay positive, trying to stick the game plan in my head, and just go out there and work.
With a relatively long flight going all the way to New York from Vegas, does ever have any problem if you travel that far before for fights? Is it ever an issue with jet lag, when you travel that close to the fight?
Not necessarily. It's not like we're going across the world. We're only going a couple hours. So, you may have a little bit of jet lag, but, this is Vegas. We stay up late anyways, go to sleep early, all that. So I don't think it'll affect me. I'm ready. I came in shape. Once I get there, I'll make sure my body gets the rest it needs, it gets the nutrients it needs, and I'll be 100% come Friday.
Right now, we've had these interviews before your last 4 or 5 different fights. What's different about Luis Arias sitting in front of me right now as opposed to the one that I talked to was maybe 3-0?
I've definitely grown as a professional. I feel like I'm learning to go the rounds. I'm learning to take my time. I'm learning to place my shots, and I'm learning just to be a true professional. So I think I'm much smarter, much wiser, and much more experienced. I've been fighting a lot of tough guys. All my guys that I've been fighting have had 2-3 times as many fights as me. So that's helped me learn a lot. So I'm ready. I feel like I'm competing at a world-class level right now. And it's time to prove to the world that I'm ready for a world title shot this year or next year.
Well, that's kind of my next question. We keep calling, you keep getting referred to as prospect. You're fighting tough guys. When are we going to be contender, Luis Arias?
In my opinion, I've been a contender, but I get labeled as a prospect by the media. I can't pick and choose, what people say. I just do what I do. I know what I bring to the table. I know what type of skills I have. I know what kind of team I have, and I know that I'm ready. So it's just a matter of time, It's just a matter of time till I start proving to the world that I'm a true contender. Right now that me and my team believe that I'm a contender. But until we prove it to the world, we just got to keep knocking these guys out, keep performing, and keep winning.
So you mentioned, you might be ready for a world toss-up at the end of this year, maybe next year. So is that everything goes smooth in this fight? You take care of business. You feel you're ready for that major step up at this point?
Most definitely. I think if I perform well and I show to my proponent, I show the people that I can go to rounds, I think I'm ready to go 10 rounds my next fight. I've been working really hard. I have a great team behind me. I'm learning from nothing but world champions. I'm learning how to take my time. I'm training like a champ. So, I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready. The confidence is there. My technique is there. My team is 100%, there. I have everything that I need to become a world champion. And the only thing I need is experience. The only way you're going to gain that experience is by getting those big fights. And I'm ready. All I can say is talk, but put me in there and I'll prove it to you.
And this is another card dominated by TMT guys. You get a chance. Who's one fight this weekend you kind of like stick your head out of the locker room and catch if you could?
I think Jay Leon. Jay Leon and Badu. Badu is one fight away from a title eliminator, so he knows he has to perform. He can't look bad or he's going to lose that ranking. And Jay Leon is, coming into the super middleweight division again. He has a tough guy in front of him, but he's been working and doing the necessary things to go around. And I'm also excited for Chris Pearson. I was excited for him before that, and he came out and showed you guys that he has that power, that he's a TV type of fighter, and he's right back on TV. So hopefully he does his thing again, and he proves to the world that he's also a contender.
Yeah. What's it like working with these guys? You have different levels. All the guys are really talented with TMT, but you have guys like Badu, Mickey, who unfortunately had to pull out his car because he's sick. Jay Leon, does that kind of push you a little more, seeing those guys are right there at championship level, and you kind of maybe want to close the gap and be up there with them?
Definitely. whether or not they know it or I know it, this is a competition. We're all racing to the title shot. So obviously it pushes me, you know what I'm saying? I know the position that they're in, and I want to be in a similar position. I obviously want to be in a better position, but before I get to that better position, I got to get to the position that they're in. So it's definitely a motivation for me. It helps me work harder. It helps me show. It helps also to let me know where I am. You know what I'm saying? Am I talking too much? Am I actually ready for that type of level? Am I ready for that competition? So it's definitely a great help, and it's a blessing that I'm able to have that type of quality work in this gym.
And then just a little bit off topic, I want to ask about undefeated a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why I'm pointing over. That's where he always is, right? What do you think of this guy? He's kind of a little more quiet than you guys, but he's kind of not in the ring. He's impressed. 4-0. What do you think of him?
I think I like Andrew. I've known Andrew since the amateurs. He's always had. One thing about Andrew is he has the work ethic that a lot of people don't have. He works hard. Before he was on TNT, I used to watch him walk to the gym, and crossing the bridge on Sahara, walking to the gym with his gym bag. So his work ethic is incredible, and that's gonna help him a lot. He's a strong guy. He's learning. He listens. And he has a very good coach behind him, Floyd Mayweather Sr. and the other people that work with him. So I'm looking forward to him. I think he'll do some very good things in the sport. The only thing that I'm worried about is his height and his weight. He's kind of short for the weight, but then again he's strong. So we'll see how he adapts. But he's a very good fighter, very talented, very strong. And again, with that type of work ethic, you can go extremely far.
All right, well, what do you know about the guy you're fighting this weekend?
I know a lot about him. His name is Deshaun Johnson. He has 3 times as many fights as me. So again, it's another tough veteran guy who's gonna come to fight. Who's not gonna back down. He's not coming for a check. So I know what type of fighter he is. I know what type of fights he's been in. But all the prospect that he's fought, he's lost to. He hasn't been stopped a lot, but he's lost to. So I know that. I know that he's not gonna be more skilled than I am. He won't be faster or stronger than me. But at the same time, I gotta stay smart because he's gonna bring the fight. So I'm ready. We've done the necessary things to watch and see what he does and what he doesn't do. We're ready. We're ready for whatever is put in front of us.
Let me ask you. You had said you fought a lot of guys with a lot more experience than you. As an up-and-coming fighter, a person that's trying to put himself in champion position and learn as you go along from these pros, do you prefer to fight a guy that on your way up that maybe has a lot of experience but doesn't have the quality wins, or would you, or is it better maybe to fight up-and-coming prospects like yourself? Which do you prefer? Which one do you learn more from?
No. At the end of the day, your goal is you wanna get, get to the top. I wanna get to the champions. So by me fighting prospects, by me fighting people who are on the come up, that's not good in my opinion because they're not there. Technically, you're behind me. If you're not in front of me, I don't want to fight you. I want to fight people that's in front of me, the champions, the ex-champions, the guys who've been in there with names, and the guys who've been there a lot. So fighting these type of veteran guys, this guy's been in there with a lot of good names. He's been in there with a lot of undefeated prospects. He just fought Joshua Clottey 10 rounds. So it's those type of lessons and those type of guys that is good for me, and especially the way I'm talking and the way in the place that I want to be. I need to fight these type of guys, and I need to handle those guys like a professional, handle them with ease to show that I am ready to compete at a high world-class level, given the fact that he's already fought guys that's already at that level. Right. So these are perfect opponents for me, and my job is to go in there and win convincingly. Make sure I win every round, and really I want to stop him. I want to knock him out. He hasn't been knocked out a lot. He has a lot of losses, but he's gone all around. He's gone the rounds. He just won 10 rounds with Clottey. He's been in rounds with a bunch of undefeated prospects. So my goal is to get him out of there, to show you that I'm not like these other prospects.
All right, last question. My battery doesn't die. After we watch the fight Friday night, what are we gonna have seen from Luis Arias?
Hopefully, you're gonna see me 9-0 with another knockout, and hopefully, I'm gonna keep talking until I get that big fight. I'm ready. Like I said, I'm ready. Obviously, we don't want to move too quickly, but I want to start proving myself a little bit. Getting a little tougher fights. Start getting ready to go for those 10 rounds. Get those 10 rounds so I can gain that experience. So once we get to that championship level, we know what to do once we get to those rounds, and we know how to go to rounds. So really, it's just gaining experience. I'll be much more experienced. I'll be much more smarter, and hopefully, you see me my third on Floyd Mayweather's undercard.
All right, man. Luis, best of luck to you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.